We went back to Germany, where I can categorically say, never want to go back again, mate.
It's interesting to me that like Austria and Switzerland, which border it, was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And Germany's just like, it's a tip.
Philip decided to take us on a world tour of Augsburg.
A world tour of Augsburg.
A city tour. A guided tour of Augsburg.
My God. I can only speak for myself, but I did not give a single solitary about the water pumping system in Augsburg. I couldn't even pretend to be interested in that.
And that's when it all unfolded. The night in Augsburg.
Run the hangover montage. You spin my head. I'm Adam.
And I'm Josh.
And welcome back to the Breaking Beer podcast, where we're motivated by nothing more than caffeine and hopes of rectifying shattered dreams. How you doing, mate? How's life?
You can't bring that energy this week. I literally, before we started recording, doing deep breaths, trying to chill out because I've just...
He was mad. Never seen him so red.
What are you mad about?
Fuck me, man. No, sorry. Estate agents. You know when we were laughing at Adam before Christmas when we were trying to buy the house and it all fell through? Well,
It didn't fall through. I actively pulled out. I actively pulled out.
Pull out game strong.
Like,
so he actively pulled out of his sale, whereas I'm not in the same position to do so because I'm fully committed.
I mean, you could.
I'm balls deep.
It's just that you really want the house, whereas I was just like, fuck you. I don't want your house anymore. I don't want your stinking house.
Yeah, so the process has been going on for like 3 months, and I rang my solicitors yesterday and went, what we're doing, man? Basically, something to do with the house we're buying. There's something to do with the land registry that they're urgently working on for the last 12 weeks. But I said, it's a matter of time before the people buying my house are going to be like, what the fuck are you doing, mate? And today I got that call.
Right. People be like tuning at this now thinking, what an exciting podcast this is.
Sorry,
talking about the land registry.
I'm fuming. Long story short. So then basically they're like, are you willing to break the chain? Which means, George...
You will never break the chain. I heard George doing that at the weekend. Sorry to interrupt you, I had to do it.
I'm not willing to become homeless and somehow find the funds that I would get from selling my house.
Let's go. Cool story, Josh. Do you have an agenda today?
So yeah, I'm fuming. But yeah, YouTube comments. Oh yeah, and if you say what's next on the agenda... one more time than this in this episode.
What the fuck you can do?
I'm going to fucking kill you to death.
I'll fucking scold you, mate. Shut the fuck up.
I'll scold you.
We're going to have to do the threats of violence declaration on YouTube now.
It's time for a YouTube comment from you.
That was a little bit quiet, George.
I know, I need to turn up volume on that. First comment from GT Kinney.
GTA.
My girlfriend has repeatedly asked me why I like watching a man on YouTube eat. And after listening to a dozen or so episodes of the podcast,
and masturbating,
I've figured it out. Adam and I are the exact same person mentally. Mostly broken.
You poor fella.
Mostly broken, filled with self-deprecation and non-stop humour. Thanks for being you, King.
I don't know about the non-stop humour part, but thanks, King. Is that like a new thing? I've noticed people calling me that quite a lot. Like,
oh yeah,
like looking good, King, and I'm like, I guess thank you, but it's a bit imperialist, isn't it? Not really, not like...
It's quite a nice comment.
Royalism.
I'm glad that people can relate to your mental state as it stands.
Next comment from Chris Martin of Coldplay. Linked to mass debate. Next time Beard is in Sweden, he should look around the pizzerias. Pineapple is nothing. In Sweden, there is cashew nuts on pizza and banana on pizza. They even have combinations with both and with a curry-style sauce. Don't know how true, but also heard of kiwi on pizza.
Yeah, no, I heard about that Swedish thing with the nuts and banana. Didn't try it, but like I would totally try it. It sounds delicious to me. I don't know about the nuts. That's kind of weird on a pizza, but there's nothing you wouldn't try.
Yeah, some wacky combinations. We had some pasta in the airport way back from Zurich. We had apple sauce with it.
Apple sauce.
It was like fucking spag bol with apple sauce.
Yeah, basically it was spaghetti. Well, it wasn't spaghetti, but it was like some type of pasta with ground beef. But then they served it with applesauce. I'm not going to complain. Sweet and salty, but it was just a little odd. I don't know why they do that.
I've been to Belgrave in Leeds and they do a pizza like brie and grape and red onion. It's actually really nice.
What did we have when we got to Austria? What do you mean? Josh have on that pizza? Do you remember?
Oh, it was like pork belly and something else. It wasn't that wild though.
It seemed wild. It was tasty as shit though.
Next comment from Ned Cabinda. I don't know how you say that. Great episode, and boy was Adam in a mood about everything. Nice to hear the swear words again. Most refreshing.
Fuck!
Yeah.
Good to swear, isn't it, sometimes? Quite
YouTube
cathartic.
seems to have let us off now with swearing, I think.
Because they see the viewers are like higher. They're like, oh, they must be legit. It's let's let them swear.
And last comment from NDB89. Somehow always comes back to Nazis.
Yeah, we probably should explain we're not pro-Nazi.
No.
It's just it somehow comes up in every.
Obviously, I merely mentioned because we were going from Austria to Switzerland. The first thing I thought of was Adolf Hitler having been born in Austria and Switzerland secretively storing lots of Nazi gold. So that's my fault. I didn't mean to bring it back to Nazis, obviously.
Speaking of people in the past and things that have happened, we went back to Germany, and
Why don't you just say, speaking of Austria, we visited the nearby country of Germany.
I think this is pretty smooth. This, I think we'll keep apart from the bit that you've had to just take out, keep this bit in.
Okay.
We went back to Germany, where I can categorically say, never want to go back again, mate.
Well, we're going back, aren't we? Phil invited to the.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, man. So
Apart from going to watch the fighting, so like,
to go.
yeah, we're going to take George with us this time. I feel like he always misses out.
yeah, you want to come to? You deserve to come, mate.
I'll come.
Come as
Where's the show?
I don't know, mate.
Frankfurt.
You're at Frankfurt, right?
Yeah, yeah.
One of the stadium events.
Stay in Eschborn.
Go back to UMass.
Yeah,
It's
man.
a Friday. But apart from that, I can say with confidence I never want to go back to Germany. It's like we've seen every inch of that country now, haven't we?
Bye, German subscribers. Probably only like 8 of them, but yeah, I mean, well, no, we haven't seen every inch. We didn't go to Berlin. We didn't go to like Nuremberg or anything like that. So no, we haven't seen every inch. We didn't see much of the north, actually, to tell you the truth. But a lot of it was. It's interesting to me that like Austria and Switzerland, which border it, was so beautiful.
Yeah.
And Germany's just like England's a fucking tip. Yeah. Most of it.
I think it's worse than England.
So,
It's just a bit
yeah.
depressing looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe. I mean, like Augsburg was nice. It kind of had like some character to it.
We learned a lot about Augsburg. We can talk about that.
Yeah,
in a
too
bit.
much about Augsburg actually. Yeah, a lot. I think a lot of the. It's just. It reminds me just of England. It's just kind of bleak, you know.
Crap weather.
Yeah, naff weather. Not really much to see. Yeah.
And we stayed in a hotel from the 70s, 60s, maybe 50s.
I swear, whenever you go over to Germany or anywhere, like we're not going to used to put you up in hotels. All the hotels just seem to be like something out of a time warp.
Oh, mate. The first hotel I ever went to was in Ostrava in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, and there was like blood on the. What was it?
No blood on the table. It were like two single beds in this massive room. Everything was beige, made of like, like wood. It was just it all going back in time. So Germany were a bit like that this time, wasn't it?
Yeah, first hotel was good in Vienna. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, we peaked, man.
But that was like that was almost too good. But it was a bit bougie, wasn't it? I put that on my story.
Super bougie. We stayed in this really like swanky place in Vienna overnight, and we thought this is going to set us up for the trip, and that was peak. Like that's what we peaked on day
It's
one.
got like worse with every single following hotel.
Vienna was like really nice. Though.
I suppose we should maybe say for any sort of new listener or watcher, like the purpose of your visit.
All right, well,
Why you went?
For new listeners that have tuned in this week,
Surely somebody would make the assumption, no?
we went because Adam needed to do some food
Well,
challenges.
it seemed on Instagram like it was just a lad's holiday, to be honest. So
Yeah, I suppose we are kind of guilty of that. But no, it was hard. It was work. It was like that song by Fifth Harmony, man. Work.
I thought you were going with the work hard, play hard.
I don't know. I don't even know how I know that song. Do you remember that one that goes, "You gotta go to work." That one.
I thought you were doing the Rihanna one.
Yeah, I did
What the fuck ever, right? It was work with one night and day, which were not really. One day felt like work, but was not work.
So like Austria was sound. What was the first challenge we did? Oh, we did this challenge, burger challenge, right? And there was this guy who looked like a wrestler, like a WWE wrestler, like big jack dude. I think he'd been on extracurriculars, you know what I mean? And tanned, and he was buzzing to see us there in this arse end of nowhere in Austria. And he started playing, when they brought his burger out, he started playing Hell's Bells. Boom. But to nobody at restaurant. Boom. Boom. Fucking 11 o'clock on a
Sounds
Tuesday
absurd,
morning.
that is.
Boom.
I've
It
seen
was the
the
weirdest.
footage now, it's
It was so
hilarious.
intense, man. It was weird. And he's like, everybody.
He grabs the mic and it feeds back like.
Everybody, welcome. Beard means food.
And the crowd goes mild.
Yeah. It's like a dog in the background again. I'm like, this is
That was one of the coolest food challenges I've ever done. I can't wait for that
It
video.
was a good intro, though.
I can't wait for that video to go up in 4 months' time. But it was a cool, a very cool series of prizes.
We've established that we've been Germany, home,
Austria,
Germany, Switzerland, home. First round of video.
I'll have been to like 4 more countries before the Germany one goes up, probably.
Me and Josh were like, we just cashing on these, mate. Because as soon as them Germany ones go out and everybody hates us, he's going to sack us off.
If people watch those ones from Germany and they don't like them, then I'm just going to quit, man. What's the point? Because I don't understand how I can deliver better content than that, really.
I mean, loads of people were saying the pie video, which is a crude up video, was like one of your best.
Because it was the best on the channel. And I say that like that people will be like, oh, that's a bit egotistical. No, it's the best because I didn't film or edit. That's why it's the best.
Is the first Germany one up this weekend?
Yeah. Actually,
With Griselda in it?
I hope she's not listening, but...
What day will it go up?
I mean, it's Sofia Vergara, right? So I mean, it's probably a compliment.
Sunday night, what?
So it'll be on right now.
Yeah, right now. Go watch the first Germany crude video right now.
I like when people... It gives me a bit of a buzz when people say, stopped watching the podcast to go watch your video. And I'm like, yes, boy.
That's a pro G, that, isn't it?
Priorities.
No, it's mostly because they stopped watching the podcast that I'm happy, But then they usually then go back to the podcast.
Yeah.
They'll come back and comment.
I was getting DMs this weekend saying, where's the podcast? And I'm like, we had to miss a week. We haven't missed a week.
It was my fault, though, I think.
Well, you were going to film a podcast while you're out there.
Yeah, I vetoed that like hard.
All right. So yeah, like we did Vienna, we did the food challenge, amazing. Then we went. I said let's have a layover in Germany, so we drove 4 hours right to Augsburg.
It's Augsburg, right? And don't pretend like you can plan it. It's just you have to go through Germany if you're traveling in a straight line between Vienna and Switzerland, basically.
Yeah, but we
So
could have
always
stopped.
going to stay there.
We could have stopped at anywhere on that route.
Yeah, but it would have made the trip longer had we not stayed in Germany.
No, I'm saying we could have stayed in a different city.
What the fuck
Regardless, we Philip, our German handler, thought he'd show us the sights. So,
Fucking me, Phil.
so we got up, went to the gym. Now that was like peak of the day. So
It was the
Wednesday,
peak of my life, that was, motherfucker.
which was scary because all Adam said to me is, if I can overhead press 80 kilos, I can die a happy man. I'm done with life. So this motherfucker walks into the gym on Wednesday morning. He does like a warm-up set of like 50 kilos, warm-up set of 60 kilos, and then goes and shoulder presses 80 kilos. How much do you weigh?
69 kilos-ish, 68 and a half.
Which it might not mean much to a lot of people, but as a natural little human of 69 kilos, to overhead press 80 kilos is mental. But
Yeah,
it's also terrifying that was his only goal left in life.
he goes in the sauna, right? He's like, I love a sauna, mate. I'm going to go. So I'm like, I'm not getting in the fucking sauna with you, man. I don't see your dick end. So I went and sat down and just like reflected. And he came out and he's like, you're right, mate. You're supposed to be happy. You just hit like that one thing you wanted to do left in life. And I said to him, like, you ever heard that quote about Alexander the Great? Alexander wept for there were no more worlds to conquer. So it's all like, well, I'm done now. Like, what else do I need to do?
I said he's completed like natty level 100. I said he's got to get juiced up now. We got to get.
Is there no other physical feats you'd like to accomplish?
Well, like, that was just like one that I didn't think I would get at a weight below 70 kilos. So this means nothing to people that don't train. But that puts you in like, pound for pound, like pushing like top 0.0001% of people or something, right? So like, and I didn't think I would get it, and it made it even sweeter. The one thing that I wish that we had got is afterwards, I wish Josh Blue had been filming, because Josh went, this is not me mocking him, well it kind of is, but he went to like strict press 60, he couldn't get it for 1, and then I got on and did it for 9. But that's not on film.
Kid's a freak, man. Yeah, I weigh 87 kilos, and I tried to strict press 60 kilos, and I went. Nope, it's not today.
Yeah, he gave it some of it, like he didn't want to relinquish it, like he had it like there. You're not like, if you're stuck there, you're not locking it out. But he was like, he was thinking about all those stages, like
motherfuckers. So yeah, fair play. So that went well. He went to go reflect on his amazing feet. I went into the saunas with.
I've got nice feet, to be fair.
I went to the sauna with Philip and Josh, and it's very European. Do you know what I mean, George?
Very European.
You're going in there
We're all
nude.
naked, yeah.
Dicks are swinging, which were funny because Philip were like, hey, Josh, go under the cold plunge. So blew it, bolloco, walked under the cold plunge. I'm like, mate, you ain't recovering from that. He's like his little shroom dick hanging out. And then we went into sauna and he had to sit next to a lady.
Didn't he go in there as well? Like you both had like fucking beach towels, and he goes in there with like a flannel.
Yeah, he
like,
had a flannel over his dick. And then he had to take the flannel off his little penis, sit on it for I don't know, 15 minutes while this lady was sat next to him.
I heard that she was playing the bongos on her body though. Wasn't she like?
was. She was like, she kept, it was weird. This was weird. We were in like a full sauna. There was a lady over at corner. So like me and Philip went over this side and we were chatting. Josh went, randomly sat by himself next to this woman. And then there were a bunch of old dudes like sat around Josh. Like one of them weird videos online, you know? And then she kept like splashing her bits up and down. And I took a glance over at Josh and Josh is like staring forward. Do not make eye contact. The whole thing was weird.
Yeah, hence why I did not go in the sauna.
You know, went in Europe, went in Rome. And then Philip decided to take on a world tour of Augsburg.
A world tour of Augsburg?
A city tour. A guided tour of Augsburg.
My God.
Taken by Adam's nan.
It would have been more fun if it had taken by my nan.
Did you know that Augsburg is the 15th poorest city in Germany? So you can only imagine that.
That's something to brag about.
How riveting that.
That was one of the stats from the tour. You know, God bless the woman. She did try, but she was about 80. And I don't know. I can only speak for myself, but I did not give a single solitary fuck about the water pumping system in Augsburg. I couldn't even pretend to be interested in that. I've got to say.
Philip said to us, he's like, "Oh, I'm going to give you a tour of my city," and I'm like, "That's pretty cool." I thought he was going to give us like. You know, a boozy tour, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking bar tour.
Yeah.
We just got to bars. Maybe he'll point out, I don't know, like a fucking water wheel or something. But it turned out that he had booked this woman to give us like an actual like historical tour of Augsburg.
90 minutes. So 90-minute tour. This guy's fasted and it's freezing. So like he looked like after.
I was that colour of white. I was basically translucent.
I've seen some of like the behind the scenes footage where are you in like a church or
overlay that footage. Overlay that footage for the YouTube lot. Honestly, mate, it's like
there's literally one shot where you pan over to Adam and he's just like
Somebody's gonna pay for this.
So this tour, like it was a 90-minute tour. We saw all the sites. I don't remember anything. Went to this like, what was that little village?
The city within the city thing.
Yeah.
I forget what they called it now. It was
like a social housing thing.
I just remember laughing when she said the guy was called like, his surname was Fugger. And I think I was delirious at this point. I just cracked up and she's like, "What are you laughing at?" I'm like, "Well, it's kind of a funny name because it's halfway between fucker and bugger." She's just looking at me like, "What's wrong with this guy?"
But like after 90 minutes, and she still wanted to go on to this lady. Philip's paid €150 for this tour, and I'm like, "Lad, we need to." I said, "At exactly 90 minutes, we need to bail because if we don't feed Adam, he's gonna implode." And he's like, his face like thunder. He got to 90 minutes. And she was
steady. Like
I were impressed with that you managed to keep it together.
I was trying, man. It was like being stuck. He sees 90 minutes, man. It's like, do you know in Stella when they go to that planet and like every tick, like every 60 seconds is like a year back on Earth?
I haven't seen the film.
No?
I need to watch it.
Well, it felt like that. It felt like I was like in this dilated kind of quantum time vacuum or something where he was telling me we've been going like 10 minutes and I'm like, it's been like 90 minutes already. But it hadn't been, so like it was difficult.
So anyway, we managed to get through that. We got fed, and then went back for a quick wash, and that's when it all unfolded. The night in Augsburg.
Run the hangover montage. You spin my head.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Sorry to interrupt this episode. I just want to take a quick moment to tell you about our Patreon. As you know, we don't take on any old sponsorships around here. In fact, we've only done 2 in the last 2 years. That's why we need Patreon. That's where you guys come in. Each week, we do a Patreon-only episode. Fancy going to watch Kung Fu Panda 4? Yeah.
No, I'd just call you for that, dickhead.
I'm not shagging you. Anyway, George, as well as behind-the-scenes content from all our trips abroad, all the antics, and all the stuff that we frankly can't post on YouTube. There's a great community being built, and the money generated helps keep this sinking ship afloat. If not, George is going to have to go back to selling his ass for money. You get early access to every episode, and there's a Patreon-only episode with every podcast. Not only that, there's almost a year's worth of behind-the-scenes content for you to catch up on, and you can see all the antics that goes on whilst we're abroad. And you can ask us questions on our Patreon-only Q&As. All this for less than the price of a pint. Thanks as always for the support. Now back to the episode.
What exactly went on?
Oh, mate, honestly,
Do you remember?
I showed you a video yesterday, and Philip sent me a video of a day where he were filming me in the toilet at 2:30. I'm having a conversation with him. And I'm like, I don't remember. I've got no recollection.
I've never seen you that. I've never seen him that drunk. Like he was fully spannered, man. Like he was on a different plane of existence.
We were in this bar, this like a student bar, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were by far the oldest people in it by like at least 1 decade. And he's like, "Hey, it's fucking great in here, kid." We had already been in this bar earlier on. Poor Phil, man. He's got like 9 bars lined up for us to go. So we got this like nice swanky cocktail bar and stuff. And he's like, "Hey, Phil, it's fucking shit in here. Let's go back to that bar where they were playing Pitbull and Kesha." So we get.
Was it the fake Kesha?
I did enjoy the Kesha part. I'm not gonna lie.
Kesha, that's.
But like we get back in there and he's like, "Oh yeah, this is great." And by this point, it's heaving, and everyone in there's like 20 to 25 tops, right? So it was. I mean, like I'm not embarrassed by that. Who gives a shit? There was free flowing beer. But the point was that we didn't get home till like 3:30, and we had to get up at 7, and I then had to drive to the next location.
You're bad, mate.
So luckily, one of us kind of stayed reasonably conditioned, you know, to be able to drive.
You pull.
Did I pull?
Did you pull?
No, although first time in my entire life, a girl bought me a drink.
Oh,
She didn't know who I was, or if she did, she didn't say so. You I don't know what you introduced her to me. She went you went, "Adam, talk to Francesca," and just kind of like pushed her at me.
Yeah, I was stood at the bar. So, I mean, I was rotten at this point. But poor Phil had been like trying to pull in his city with this. There was some girl, wasn't there? It was on he put a picture on his Instagram, and there's like a girl on the right hand side.
Can we just not like? I don't want to like identify her though. Like,
all right.
I mean, I don't know her name, but I don't want to like make out that
Phil was trying to like chat up this bird, but she didn't speak English. So like we were just all like dancing and chatting to ourselves.
she did speak English. How drunk were you? She had a full conversation with him in English.
I'm like, this German's hard to follow.
They were both German, and they were talking in English. That's how well she spoke English. That there were a couple of German words in there, but they chose to speak large amounts of that conversation in English.
Which one? The one where they were sat.
The brunette that was opposite me in that picture.
Oh, well, I didn't speak to her. Anyway, so at this point we've left, come back to this bar, and then I'm stood at the bar, and this lady, like this Francesca, comes up to me, and she's like, "Oh, nice tattoos. Is that your mate on your arm?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's my mate Adam."
Is that what you said?
Everybody says that.
Oh, that's not even funny.
She was like, "Nice tattoos." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And she's like, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, Leeds. I said, "We're here because we mate's a famous YouTuber." And she's like, "No way." I went,
He was actually going around saying that.
I'm like, "Where? Do you want a drink? Come and meet everybody." So like,
Where?
I literally took like all these people over to like our people and like, "Meet everybody. Francesca, these are the boys, these are the girls. Have at it." I went to the bar, bought 14 bottles of beer, came back, handed everybody beers, so everybody were like doubled up. And then, yeah, good night. Didn't go anywhere.
He didn't buy 14 bottles of beer, eh?
I fucking did.
But you, yeah, fucking did. But he did like basically push this poor girl over to me and say, "Adam, that's Francesca." Luckily, I was still, because I can drink a little
Wingman
now. I was like, "Oh, hi Francesca, what do you do for a living?" "Yeah, no, I don't do anything interesting." He might have like told you that I do, but like, why don't you tell me like what you do? I think she was in like, I think she did something to do with music production. I think, top of my head. But yeah, this is the first time in my life I was quite taken aback. She was like, "Would you like a drink?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, a woman has never bought me a drink before. I don't know if like a man's bought me a drink, like a stranger. You know, no, I don't think any strangers ever bought me a drink.
Ever?
I don't think. Well, maybe like one or two, but certainly a woman has never. But yeah, if anyone's listening to this, by the way, I am a single man because I keep getting people saying, "What the fuck are you doing? What about Mrs. Beard?" I'm like, that's, you know, and if you haven't seen that episode, I'm not doing anything nefarious, right? But not that I did anything. I just chatted to her and just tried to apologise for Josh, really. That's all I was doing.
Yeah, we're rotten. This is the video that, we're about to cut this out because I can't remember what it says in it, but this is the video that Philip sent me.
So how many gin fizz did you have tonight?
I don't know, man. It's 2 a.m. and
We've exceeded the gin count.
what time do we meet? Like
7?
7? I've exceeded the gin count.
An elephant in bathroom.
Get some WD-40 on that.
We've got a food challenge in Switzerland, which is 2 hours away.
No, in Stuttgart. We switched it now.
Oh, Stuttgart.
We switched from Switzerland to
Sorry,
Stuttgart.
it's 90 minutes away. 1 hour and a half. 10 a.m.
10 minutes away.
He was so battered, man.
6.5 hours.
Easy money. Easy money.
6.5 hours.
We got a millionaire on board, so we can...
Believe that, mate.
This is like... Adam's drunk as well, so like, fuck knows how he's gonna eat.
He's still filming. I'm about to have a piss.
Yeah, that was it was eventful, wasn't it?
And then I'll play you this one. I
don't want to relive it.
This is how the video is going to start when Adam when we do Adam's kebab video.
You've got a kebab challenge at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Yeah. We got wait a second.
All right, maybe I wasn't sober.
Try and win the cash jackpot on a kebab challenge in 10 hours. It takes 3 hours to get there, meaning we're going to be up in 7 hours. And we're not in bed yet.
My maths.
Let me play that line again. That's fucking.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
It's going to be great.
It's a George Formby at the end. My maths was off there as well because like we had to get up. It was 3. We had to get up at 7, which is 4 hours, not 7.
But we knocked him. I knocked. So at 7 o'clock, my alarm went off, and I'm like, I didn't know where I was. I had a shower, splashed myself off, and I'm like, shit, I need to get. Because we were supposed to leave at 7:45, I think.
No, we left late.
And I'm like, I battered on Josh's door. Josh, like, you could hear the panic. He's like, yeah. You know, through the door. Yeah. I'm like, Josh, you awake? Yeah. Are we off? And I'm like, well, we need to go soon. Yeah, like, I'll meet you down at breakfast. Yeah, all right, yeah. I fucking knock on Adam's door. Poof, 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 poof. Crickets.
Shit,
Crickets.
dead.
I'm like, fucking this dickhead. His phone's always on Do Not Disturb. So like, you ring Adam, it doesn't just like rings off. It doesn't work.
He doesn't have your number. Your number's blocked in his phone.
So I'm like, what are we gonna do? So we went down for breakfast.
I'm surprised you didn't smash in thinking that would have aspirated my own vomit or something. Like I thought
I'll give him another hour because I thought if you're dead, aren't you? Like, so we'll go get some breakfast. I chewed on a coffee. I went down like literally, chewed on this coffee. You know what it's like with a hangover. And I thought I'll go to the desk and get a card. I'm like, my name's Adam Moran. I'm in room 333, and then we'll just like break in that way. But luckily, I think 45 minutes later, he messaged saying, I'm up. So
it's amazing that I didn't wake up. Truthfully, the only time I ever like actually sleep is if I've had lots of alcohol. I'm sure it's like
it's not
a healthy
really
way to live. But I have no recollection of you banging on the door or anything. But I did wake up and got back to business pretty quick.
And then we went to the kebab shop. So imagine having a hangover and going to a kebab shop to eat a massive kebab at 10 bells in the morning.
I had to really kind of play the pro card there, man. Like I had to pretend that like I was still a professional and just get it down. I couldn't. At one point, I just couldn't swallow. I'm like, trying to get this kebab to go down, man. But I mean, it's a nice little story, isn't it? Hungover, kebab.
It's just you're not supposed to sleep in between.
Oh, yeah. No, that was another story. I had that like in me for about 3 days or something.
Or unwillingly broadcast on Instagram.
I said to him, I'm going to share that.
Oh, yeah,
like,
that part.
It's like, I don't care.
I thought that was bad enough sending that into the group chat, let alone
why did you
posting
share that,
publicly.
you fool?
Because so many people are like, oh, I wonder what it's like after.
So
a few people
they
were
had
like,
to hear me taking a shit.
yeah, a few people were like, oh my God, I'm unfollowed.
Did you see I sent it back to you in that the reel from the last episode where we're setting him up a chat GPT?
Oh yeah, I still need to share that.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, we watched it
I put that in it.
on the Friday, yeah. Did you see his post-match interviews? Did you like that?
Yeah, they were funny.
He were
I think you
complaining.
need to do more of them.
He were complaining. We'll do it after this.
Yeah, we need a post podcast.
Yeah, he were complaining that I brought this
We
little
don't need
DJ.
more
We
fucking
fucking-
podcast content.
And yeah, he were complaining about it. And then we sort of got into it like, actually, this is quite funny.
Well, that's the most I laughed in a while when you came up to me outside that petrol station, because I'm supposed to be doing like the footballers that talk in like platitudes. They don't really say anything, so I'm like just trying to do that. And he comes up and he's like, "Baby, so just done his second challenge. How you feeling?" I was like, "Yeah, hi Josh, always good to see you." And for some reason, the level of sarcasm made me laugh a great deal. And I
Have you
couldn't
ever
get it back.
seen, you know that Lee Nelson he's called?
Yeah, I know what
Lee
you mean. Yeah.
Nelson's he did like 110% bent Jason Bent
Oh,
football.
yeah,
Have you
yeah.
seen that?
Yeah.
Where he does football interviews. They're so funny.
It like that. We'll definitely do post podcast interviews because like they were really fun.
How can you do a post podcast interview?
We'll figure
What
it
did
out.
you do?
Broken by the end of it.
Talk some more shit. Yeah, sweet. We had the last one in the airport. We had to refilm because I just did some really depressing monologues to the camera. He thought we can't use that, man.
I'm going home to my cold, damp, lonely house where I'll
it's not damp.
sit for. I think we released it where I'll sit for 6 weeks lifting weights and eating salad until we can go away again.
It's going to be great.
I got home and I'm like, oh, Adam's looking a bit rough, now. Danielle's like, does he enjoy doing that? And I went, yeah. He goes, why don't you do another one? I'm like, oh, I think it's on the cards.
Josh is getting blew it the whole time. He's like, I'm so tired, boys. I'm so full. I'm like, you need to fucking pack that in, mate, because you've eaten fuck all and you've spent half the time slept in the back seat.
Yeah,
like, I'm doing all the work here.
Blewett had the easiest job in the world, and all he did was complain that he was tired for a week. And then he almost died in the airport.
He did, but then he'd eat like a little salad bowl. That's something that you'd probably tan in like 2 minutes. He'd be like, oh, I'm so full. And I'm like, I've just eaten like a 4-kilo burger. Will you shut the fuck up?
They're all like that in the office, though.
Yeah?
They'll eat a salad and they'll go, oh, yogurt. And they're like, oh, I'm full. Full me. After a tub of yogurt.
They're pathetic, man. They're pathetic. And Josh is like start week, he's like, nah, lads, I went on holiday last week, I need to watch what I'm eating. By like day 3, it's like...
He still argued with me as well, like in the gym, he'd be like, shut, like, so I do 80 kilos. I pressed 80 kilos, I was like, I can go on now. He's like, what do you mean? Surely that's not enough. I was like, well, I've made progress this week. Why do I need to keep training? He's like, nah, mate, nah. And I'm like, let's see what you can overpress. And he's like, it's with 50. Like, he trains. I'm like, calm down with the training, man. What's with this like crazy high volume training all the time?
Man, I actually thought we were going to snuff it in the airport. We sat there having some food. This fella comes over and recognises the back of his head for some reason. Takes a picture with him. Look back at Josh, and he was like sheet white.
The colour of that wall, man.
And I'm like, you all right, Josh? And he's like, and then he did this, like, we probably shouldn't even, I don't know if we should be talking about this, but he coughed, he went, yeah, I'm all right. And I said, what happened there? He went, my heart sometimes just like, it's not like, it's almost like it skips a beat, and he coughs. And I said, my fucking dog's got that. My dog's got a heart murmur. I said, it hacks, because I said, you need to go back to doctors. And then he started shitting himself, didn't he? So he got in his own head.
Yeah.
Where I think he
was
literally...
your fault, I think.
Started panicking.
He literally went into shock because he got even whiter. I'm like, mate, you need to get some chocolate and some fucking, like, something just to... For 2 hours, he was sheet white. And just before we got on the plane, he came back around. He's like, no, I'm all right now.
That's worrying, that, though. He needs to get that.
Isn't it?
He's already been to the I don't want to talk about this podcast. He's already been to see a specialist like 4 times. But it doesn't surprise me that they've said, oh, no, you're all right, mate.
Don't you remember when we were at the old office and he came in and he was like, he'd just been to the gym or something. And he's like, I've had to just like lie on the floor on the gravel outside my car because I can't get my breath.
That's why
together.
actually, like, if he's like that, like, he would benefit from actually just strength training properly. Like, just do one like main set instead of like you see him like doing all this mad shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this, like CrossFit Games? Stop it, man! Stop it!
Overdoing it.
Another thing that happened whilst we were abroad, your boy over here on the same day that he conquered the 80 kilo overhead press hits 4 million YouTube subscribers.
Yeah,
Confetti.
CGI confetti. Yeah, thank you to everyone that subscribes to the channel. I really appreciate it. Never thought I would ever reach anything like that kind of number. But yeah, it's a nice milestone. Obviously, you don't actually get anything for it. But
It is incredible. I mean, it was 18 months ago in the old studio where I took a piece of masking tape and put a 2 over the 1 on that. Do you remember?
I feel like it was longer than that.
I think it was about 18 months ago, mate.
No, I think it was. I'm thinking like 2 years maybe.
How long have we been doing this now? How many episodes
It
have we
was a
done?
while ago.
You can't have been there then, can you?
When?
When I put the sticker over the 1 million?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
You're
I think
like,
George was there. Like, I mean, but still, maybe you're right. Maybe it is 18 months.
yeah. I think if George was there, it's got to be because
Had it been longer,
we had
it'd
Liam
been-
and we had Tory Mike.
Sorry, fucking Mike, mate.
Motherfucker, did you see him in chat this morning? Did you see that?
Why are you talking? Nobody knows who he is.
Yeah, but he's a side character.
Like 8 people that subscribed from the first 2 episodes.
Fucking
know
Tory
who he
Mike,
is.
man. I'm out of work. I've given this over 6 years. And he drops a message in, oh, yes, so-and-so's a fucking class second shooter. I'm like, what about me and Josh? Like, why not hire us 2 on one of your jobs? You type,
He said
scouse fuck, I'm going to evict him from the chat.
You said he was too. He said you were too expensive. Which
I didn't even have the opportunity to give him a
but
price.
like, this is the only time I'm ever going to agree with Tory Mike on anything. I kind of agree with him there, but still.
Anyway.
He's been shooting on a phone though, Mike. He shoots these fucking things for JD Sports on a damn phone. You wouldn't want to do that. Like, you just pointing your iPhone on auto.
I'll tell you a
That
little
looks great.
DJI thing.
You love
like-
that, didn't you?
It didn't look too bad, that, actually, that footage.
It's come out
come out
We'll have to wait and see. Let's see if you can make anything of that. I'll be fucking impressed, mate. We were filming it and we were like, "How's George going to make a video?"
I said you can't give this to George. I was like, George's gonna have like 7 hours of pointless us just dicking about
I mean,
in
I've
cities.
not looked at all the footage, but like, I'm already imagining it being like a bit of a voiceover. Then we went and did this.
I think we're gonna. I think you're gonna have to like. We're gonna have to use some stock footage to piece it together because I don't think Josh was in charge of BTS and all he did was sleep and complain about being tired. So I don't think he shot much BTS. We'll see.
Or you stood outside for that first challenge before you went to the place. You were stood outside.
Oh, that church thing.
Yeah. And
Castle. We're going to say castle.
And I was like, is there any B-roll of that? No. Right.
0.
That's like a big landmark. I stood outside. No B-roll.
There'll be drone shots of that though. I forget what it's
Well,
called.
I found a picture of it and used a picture.
Yeah.
We'll get some drone footage of that.
Should we get into... You put a Q&A out this morning for what people wanted to ask about the trip. We'll get into that.
Nothing says phoning it in like a Q&A.
Well, there's probably only about 2. Because I put it up this morning.
Perfect.
Yeah, I only put it on this morning and there's like a few pages worth.
Well,
That's one page.
Let's get through it quick because we've got some other stuff to get in as well.
Well, it was just
All
like,
right, George is cracking the whip over there.
Talbot Balaf said, who was giving out the BJs?
I think you need to vet these, Josh.
Oh, sorry. All right.
Yeah.
Metallic
You don't have to
Peach.
read every single one.
Metallic Peach, but what's happening in the background of this photo? It was do you remember mate? So this night in Germany, we walked down this road and there were a fire engine and all sorts, and the fire engine were lit up with its ladder going up to this house as if it were on fire, like on Fireman Sam, and there were an alien in window.
Did you have to add that? Did you have to add the like on Fireman Sam part? Like everyone knows that they only understand fire through the through the lens of Fireman Sam episodes. Just fucking get on with it.
Why
man.
did you pick it? Yeah, but I'm just saying what happened. There was an alien in the window. Why have you picked up on the Fireman Sam? There was an
Because you said there's a fire, like in Fireman Sam. Like nobody ever knew what fire was before Fireman Sam came along.
Curtis Burnham 94 has asked what was the best meal that you had.
Oh, I want to say by far it was the one that was not a food challenge. You remember when we went to that German place?
Yeah. What did you have? You had like a meat platter, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't mean to get something that big because I actually ended up giving half of it to Josh, if you remember.
Yeah.
But it was like it was a combination of like bratwurst and there was some pork on there. Stuff I wouldn't normally eat, but like if I'm out there, I want to enjoy like because I know that like the food challenges aren't going to be the local cuisine. It's going to be a burger or it's going to be a kebab.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be whatever. So I had that some sauerkraut and some German stuff.
Keegan James said horse meat. ... You did have horse, didn't you?
That was in Switzerland.
Yeah.
I had some. I just thought I've never tried it before, and I thought like, let's try it. I enjoyed it. It was kind of like it was a keen taste. It was quite salty, but it also had like a sweetness to it. I actually really enjoyed
What
it.
was Josh's joke when we sat down and you ordered the horse? You remember? He says, "Yeah."
No, he didn't tell a joke. Did he? Like when she brought it up, he
Did
just
he say,
went. He went. And there was like a family next to us who started laughing like English idiots.
Did he say we'll have two each way?
He said something about it. He did say something about each way.
Gregski Sivia. I can.
Gregor Sivek.
Sivek. He said, we'll be seeing the videos this year or in 2027.
No, it'll be this year, mate. I promise.
2 people have asked, Chris McClall or something and Maurice Moser, did Beard get lucky?
I don't know how to anymore, mate. Like I think I've I'd never really had much game, but what game I had has left my
And all,
my body.
all the testosterone that he did have, he used on that overhead press. So
Yeah. That was the day, really. They say good things come in threes. That's what my granny says, anyways. So like 4 million, 80 kilo overhead press. That could have probably been the night. Although I think I just was not when you pushed that because if you remember, I got in the photo booth. She asked me to go in the photo booth.
Oh yeah, have you still
bought
got
me a
that?
drink, asked me to go in the photo booth. So maybe I just missed out on that somewhere. But
I
I
didn't
don't
even
know.
see a photo booth, man.
Yeah, I've still got the photographs. I got you get the thing.
Overlay him, George.
I have to find them, but first, but like the little ticket thing it prints off. I don't know why, but I think I just messed it up.
Samantha Lithe, how bad was the hangover when you got back and what was your favourite moment of the trip? 2 kisses.
My favourite moment of the trip was when we were doing that post-match interview and I started. I just couldn't. What they call that corpse ingens is it's called. When I can present it, like starts laughing, they can't get it back. But I've not laughed like that in a long time. So that was my favourite moment. That's a sad thing, actually. Outside a petrol station, talking to this twonk, doing this stupid post-match interview that 200 people watch. That was my favourite moment.
Stewie Walker, Cass_91, Tom Homan F, and Sean Rusby have all asked, in some form, how many times or did Adam shit himself?
No, it was a pant shitting
and
free.
Keely MBK asked that as well. 5 people on that. That's the same.
Yeah, no. Sorry to disappoint, but this time I did not soil any underwear. Although it was kind of more like if you think about the videos, they were kind of more they were harder. They were kind of easier to finish, but like because in basically every one you have to go for a record. Oh, you didn't have to in all of them, but it was more like speed oriented, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So when that happens, you're less likely to poop, if that makes sense.
It was rough that every single one ended up being like a speed challenge, you know, because there was worlds to conquer, you know.
It adds to it though, because like I think a lot of people, there's a monotony in like, because a lot of the time people know I'm going to win, and obviously it's more about like the interactions that make it entertaining. But if there is something like that where like there's something at stake to beat a time, then at least there's a reason to go for it. I didn't really want it because like you want to enjoy the food.
It was enjoyable to do it that way because I think that's the first time that we filmed like all speed.
Yeah, but like there was 3. If you think about it, those were 3 awesome challenges.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away, but the first one you had to do it reasonably quickly, and it tasted good and it looked good, and the prize package was probably the best I've ever had. If you think about everything you won from that. And the second one was like it was a different type of food, and again you had to beat like some way old record. And then the third one, you didn't have to beat the record, right? But it made it more interesting because it had been there for like 8 years or whatever, and it was a different type of food, if you remember. Yeah. And the people there were really, really nice. Plug sockets were weird, but we had like a bit of a drama because in Switzerland they have different plug sockets to the rest of Europe.
I did think we were a bit snobby saying that. They're like, do you not know that we've got different plug sockets? I'm like, no, we're in fucking Europe. But then obviously, like, we have different plug sockets and money as well. So
yeah, but I mean, like everyone knows that like European plug sockets are basically. I had no idea that in Switzerland they had different sockets. I have never seen an adapter that says UK to Swiss. I'm sure they exist now. I think about it, but like, you just think of Europe as Europe, don't you?
Yeah, so that put a spanner in it works for a bit, but we managed to get through it.
We would have shot with the loom cube otherwise.
Yeah, Chucky_92. Was there any hookers? No hookers.
Well, I'm sure there were in some of the. They're not involved. Not we didn't get involved with any of them naturally, but I'm sure there were some around. Yeah. I don't know. Most cities have a red light district, don't they? Most cities have. I don't know what I'm saying. Nobody got. Well, maybe he did on the way home. I don't know.
We can consult our resident escort consultant and find out where it is for you if you're ever going to any of those cities. I wonder if she'll know.
She's probably not like got some kind of map of red light districts burned into her head. Across the whole of Europe.
But there's famous ones in each city.
Well, everyone knows Amsterdam, right? I don't really know that there are any. I know where it is.
Is it still that one in Leeds that's down by?
Down near the water. On Water Lane. I don't know if it's still there.
Google that, George. Just see if there used to be a legal red light district in Leeds.
No, it's not legal.
I thought it was legal.
Nah.
It was like legalised, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but it's always legal to be a prostitute, isn't it? It's not legal to curb crawl. But I think I don't.
Is that right?
Is it? I think so. Yeah, but I think there was like some protected zone where
it was like a safe space.
I don't know if it was patrolled by cops.
I thought it was legalised like it were in Amsterdam. You know, so it was like
nah, that can't be right. You can't. I don't. We don't have legalised prostitution in England, do we?
Holbeck in Leeds was the country's only managed area for sex workers until the scheme was shut down in 2021.
Yeah.
Seems daft to close it down, though, doesn't it?
I think maybe it wasn't.
I mean, like use. You know, for like safety and for everybody.
I don't know. I remember being down there one time going to play five-a-side. Have I told you a story before? And I had to stop to get cash from because back then you couldn't pay on a card. I had to get cash from the cash machine, and it was where I used to work when I used to work at the bank. And I stopped in that old little Daihatsu Copen that I had, you know, that noddy car.
Yeah.
And I'm in there with a friend of mine, and I'm getting this money out, and I see this prostitute walking towards me. She's like, "Are you looking for a good?" Because obviously, because I'm getting cash out, she's probably thinking that's. She's like, "You looking for a good time, love?" And I'm thinking, I've got to ask if that's what they actually say. I'm like, do you actually say that? Is that what people say? I thought it was like a cliche that people. She's like, yeah, no, are you looking for? I was like, no, I'm just getting some money out. I'm going to play five-a-side with a friend of mine, and I'm like, trying to get back in the car.
Give me the money.
Yeah.
But that's all the questions, Georgie boy.
Okie doke. I believe you have a father in fail this week.
Not really. I mean, like, play the jingle, but it's not really a father in fail. I just sent it to you at chat yesterday, didn't I?
Okay.
Till is bumping ahead, falling down the stairs. It's time we hear the tales of Josh's father in fails.
I feel like that jingle's a lot louder than the others. I need to balance them out.
It's a bit jazzy, that one. Where did the jazz? Can you been watching Whiplash or something when you came up with that?
I just thought jazz would work for a jingle. Jazzy.
All right, fucking hell, yes, start a fight with me.
My weekends now are consumed by activities with my daughter. For myself, to my own sanity, because I've got something to do, because I think I'm as bad as Twitch as this guy. And so Saturdays we go swimming and Sundays we go to football. But as I will leave it, like, footballing's early on a Sunday morning, 8:30. That's early, that, isn't it? Most people are still asleep, but I've Madam, because he doesn't sleep. He's like a bat hanging upside down in his mansion. Tilly just wasn't getting ready. Danielle wasn't helping. And I eventually got everything ready. We're only about 5 minutes away from where it actually is. So it's 25 past, and I'm like, right, we're ready to go. As I'm about to leave, Danielle's like, you can't wear that. And I'm like, what? And I'm there in shorts and a t-shirt. But there's a company called Samson, and you've seen the shirt where it says, cut out dickheads, not carbs.
Yeah, probably can't wear that to like a kids football thing.
This big on my top left breast. She's like, you can't wear that to kids football. I'm like, they can't even read. She's like, nah, you can't.
I think it's more like kind of like a read the.
You're supposed to be siding with me, mate. Not.
Well, I mean, I would have just had the common sense not to put it on, and if I already had it on and I couldn't be bothered to change, I'd have just like taped something over it. Maybe, I don't know. I'll put a badge on. Probably got a few of those around the house. Or I'd just said, shut up, Daniel, and left. Ooh. And just risked a little bit of frosty treatment for a week. But that's probably why I'm single. So,
yeah, you took the words out of my mouth there. So it wasn't really a fathering fail there, mate. Like that was the whole
story.
Yeah, like that.
Oh my God, I don't know why you played the jingle for that one.
And I retract the jingle. Speaking of fails,
put it in reverse.
When are we going to get Adam to do this rolling around with Danny Mitchell?
You tell me.
When are you fit for it now? Are you like?
Yeah, well, the only reason I would have done it that week that you had it planned, but like I thought, because we were going away, it's inevitable that I'm going to get injured. And I thought, like, if I get injured like anywhere else, like my legs. Yeah. Although if I got injured in my legs, we'd have been done for, because we must have done about 20,000 steps a day out there, man. But like I thought, if I hurt my arm, pull something, and I need my hands to eat, it's going to fuck up the trip.
Did you put any weight on whilst you're out there?
Yeah, it's transit. So I'm about 155 pounds this morning. I weighed like 156-ish yesterday. So it's kind of gradually coming out.
I think we balanced the books pretty well whilst we were out there, because I weigh the same today as I did 2 weeks ago. So I managed to not.
But it should. There's very little. There's a finite amount of damage you can do in 4 days, especially when you're eating like normal. I mean, you drink, but then alcohol is burned off as a priority anyway. But anyway, I don't want to get into that.
As Philip said on that video, I was drinking gin fizz, which is basically gin and soda and lemon, I think. So the healthy man's alcoholic beverage.
Oh. Super healthy.
Didn't give me a headache at all. I've got here on the notes, the day this podcast goes out, Arsenal might have won the Premier League for the first time in 20 years.
Excited, Adam?
No, well, yeah, but I know it not to be true. So, well, yeah, I mean, you mean when this one comes out?
Yeah, this one, yeah.
It'll be the final day of the season.
It will only like sour it even more, knowing that at least this. Well, I mean, this year it at least mathematically goes down to the last game.
Are you playing in the last
That's pretty fun, isn't it? As a fan, that must be pretty fun.
I've honestly that's how much I've like abandoned shit this year. Like I've not watched any football for about 2 months.
You've abandoned your team on the winning year.
I've not really. I mean, I haven't had the. I mean, I've had the opportunity, but anyway, I've not really been in the frame of mind to watch football.
When's the next like World Cup or Euros and stuff?
In about 4 weeks.
Is that coming up? Is it? We're gonna get a T-shirt.
No, I can't be wearing an England shirt. You end up looking like some kind of EDL hooligan, don't you? By default. I mean, you shouldn't. I'm just saying that like this. When I see Blewett walking around in the England shirt and some like denim shorts turned up and like some crap beat up trainers, I'm like, he could be at some kind of Tommy Robinson rally. That's just what I think. So no, I don't think. Although I had one like a couple of years ago when I don't know if this is a World Cup, the year that my dad died.
I saw some other day, but like it's like starter pack.
Yeah.
And it's like
I saw that
old England shirt from like the 90s or something, like a sleeve tattoo with a clock on it.
I mean, I just need the jersey, mate.
And like roses and stuff. And then like a woman with a black eye and like a pint of fucking Carlins.
Not that we're making light of domestic abuse. Simply the fact that George is pointing out as a meme, and that's
her pint of Stella.
Yeah.
When last World Cup that we watched last time in old studio?
Euros.
Yeah.
Euros?
It was a World Cup.
Was it?
Yeah. So the Euros is coming up.
I wonder if they play it downstairs in bar.
It obviously got it got complicated, didn't it? Because of COVID, they delayed the Euros, and then it was a World Cup basically the year after, and now it's the Euros again.
Oh yeah, because they did it in Qatar, didn't they?
Yeah.
Where are they doing it this year?
Oh yeah, because that complicated it even more because then it was in winter. I don't actually know where it is this year.
Google that, George.
Is it in,
people are calling?
I want to
for,
say it's like France.
People are calling for merchandise that says Google that, George, on. Which, how random would that be, walking the streets of I don't know, Birmingham with a shirt that says Google that, George?
People are going to complain. I just snooked up, and it was like a snotty snook.
I realised I slurped on the mic earlier as well.
I don't think it's World Cup that's coming now.
No, it's
No, it's not. It's
Euros,
the Euros. You said that like 4 times.
Oh,
You
did
plum.
Sorry. It's going to be in America, apparently. They've not decided yet.
The next World Cup is, but where the Euros at?
You're shit at this. You're
I mean, like, people watching this probably already know this. We're just not apprised of the information, you know?
No.
Yeah, they're screaming at the fucking in the car as they're driving to
It's in
train.
Germany.
Is it?
It's in Germany.
Whereabouts?
We're going back!
In Munich.
Munich.
Munchen.
Well, we weren't far from there. Augsburg's not far.
Yeah.
In fact, they were saying there was like quite an intense rivalry because Augsburg used to be a more wealthy city when it was like it went in there. It was like a merchant town. They used to make textiles and stuff like that. And then Munich came along and kind of took all the wealth or whatever.
She kept telling us that during the World War, all these buildings were destroyed and rebuilt. So this lady were like, there's this bell tower. And she's like, this was destroyed. This has been here since 1938. It's been destroyed 3 times.
No, it was way earlier than that. It was like It was just like 1602.
I know, like, as a lady, I'm like, it's like Trigger's brush in Only Fools and Horses. It's the same bell tower that's been rebuilt 4 times. It's not that old anymore, is it? It's only about 50-year-old.
It's been destroyed 2 times. It's had a new. What was the only floor remaining? The first floor, but they just did the first floor last year, and I'm like, it's like fucking Trigger's broom. It's like 16 new handles, 3 new ends.
Obviously, that was lost on our German interpreter. But anyway, what's next, George?
Well, we need to wrap this
Yeah,
up.
Jesus, how long has it been going?
This has been you know what? This has been a good one, boys. It's been nice to be back.
This has been like me. This is a 4 out of 10.
That week off has just served us well on it for this. We've come back, top of the pops.
It's been good vibes.
But we're doing fest pits.
He said it right. He didn't say Fest.
Well, actually, no, he said Fest Pits, and it's not Fest Pits, it's Fest Pits,
Well,
singular.
I'll
Let's
take
do
Fest
this.
Pits.
You have also, George, because my sister did not send it in the chat, you've avoided critical analysis of your mistake at the gig at the weekend. You're lucky there. We might get that next week.
That.
I need to tell you this. I need to tell you this story because, like, apart from laughing outside that petrol station, me and him had how did that? Do you remember when she sent us that video in chat? So she set a chat up called "Set of See You Next Tuesdays." And, no, it started.
It started because I said something mean to her.
Yeah. So there's this video here.
Wait, don't play this.
I think you'd be all right. Would you reckon?
Nah.
All right. He made a joke saying that there were a lady on this post that looked like Jen but attractive. So we found that.
No,
funny.
it wasn't a post. There was a. Oh yeah, in the hotel.
Yeah.
So he said that there was a post in his hotel. He pans the video to it, and I said that looks like my sister, but attractive. And I told him to then send that to Jenna.
So she sent a video back. Can we play that video?
No, probably don't. Like she basically says, "Thanks for that. I'm going to set up."
I won't show the video.
The name
Well,
of this group gets
You can show it.
ever more relevant. You set of
And maybe you can't show it.
Adam. That's just made me reactivate Tinder for a little bit of a confidence boost. Cheers.
So we were like, Jesus Christ! Like, she pulled the right face. I said, she looks like that Momo character. so I
that to camera.
So I sent that back to chat. I sent that back to the chat and I put good luck. And me and him were like,
We were laughing so much that Phil and Blewett made it to the bar about 5 minutes before we did because we were like crippled on the corner of the street.
she's put, oh my God, you arsehole. Hope your flights get cancelled. So we sent her this video back.
Ain't that the most accurate?
That's one of those laughing fits that makes your eyes water.
So obviously,
Did you see the? I were out in Leeds on, I want to say Saturday, and how there was a mural of Adam. I found a mural of Jen in Leeds City Centre. Did you see it?
you sent that chat, didn't you?
Yeah.
It did look quite a lot like her, like if she was a bit older.
You gonna overlay it,
A
George?
bit more heavy set and
overlay it.
had curly hair.
I showed it to Jen and she was offended. But
She was offended, but then she came around, didn't
Yeah,
she?
she
She was
came
like,
around, she was
actually,
like,
yeah, fair
actually,
cop, you got me there.
What was she got in her mouth?
it's a ping pong. It's beer pong.
Oh, right, okay. That's some dicey territory, that, mate. I'm sure you'll still get around for pool pie. You look bog-eyed on that. Anyway, let's do a fest bit.
Finally. Despite not being married, if I visit an escort, I always wear a ring, as I would rather they think of me as immoral than unsuccessful.
Yeah.
That's actually really funny.
Tactics.
And second one, And last one. According to my wife, yeah, brilliant, I've seen a fucking sea lion do it better than that, is not an appropriate response to our baby clapping for the first time. Also, now my baby's nickname is Sea Lion.
That's something I'd say.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
I was actually
I've
thinking.
seen a fucking sea lion do it better than that.
I was actually thinking that this morning how impressive it is when your kids do the most like normal shit. This morning, like Tilly's trying to put like a pinafore on, and bearing in mind she's 3 years old, but she had the dexterity to like do the buttons up on it, and I was like, wow, that's properly impressive. That
She's gonna be like Marie Curie or something. I know she's not gonna die of like radiation poisoning. I just mean that like she's gonna do something really. I've never met a kid that's like that.
Developed
precociously developed, yeah, man. Like, it's mad. But I think that's how kids should be. It's probably because you actually read to her. You don't just put like a fucking iPad in front of her face.
That or she's doing all the learning now and then it'll stop in like a year.
Hard
And then
stop.
that's it.
That's possible. Yeah.
Adam got a big cuddle off her as well before we left.
That was funny though because she was like, this is how mad, like how articulate she is. So I'm in the car, I'm like, right, boys, we're ready to go. He's got the window open, like about to say goodbye, and she's like, Adam, where's my hug? And I'm like, do I get out and give her a hug, Josh? She's like, yeah. So I had to get out and give her a hug. But funnily enough, she was a little bit, she wasn't quite as enthusiastic about hugging Josh Blewett's girlfriend. So I felt like if I'm coming up on top of that duo, like I'm happy.
Because she met Sunita for the first time, like because obviously Josh got dropped off at my house, and I'd picked Tilly up, and obviously she's 3 years old, she just runs about like she don't get picked, she's not a baby anymore. So I'm holding her, and I'm like, oh, this is Sunita, and Sunita's like, hi Tilly, and then she looks at me and she goes, can I hold her? So Tilly looks at me, and I look at Tilly, and I'm like, okay. So Tilly's like, why am I being held? So that's where that awkwardness came from. Good times. Are we calling it a draw then at that?
Yeah, we'll leave it
Mate,
there.
I've thoroughly enjoyed. Oh shit, yeah, Patreon. Let's carry this energy over to Patreon. Let's fucking go. See you on the next one.
Show the people next door of me loving that.